idea, the problem that I was looking at was I was so one-dimensional. I was thinking, if I could solve my business problems, everything else would be okay. If I could make a lot of money, if I could make $1 million in real estate, everything would be okay. And that's a false way of thinking. And then I see Garrett, and he's like, quit lying. I'll keep this PG, because that's not how he talks. It was quit effing lying. And it just cut. And I'm like, he's right. I'm lying to myself, thinking that my problem is a business problem. No, I got a fitness problem. I got a family problem. I got a faith problem. And all of those lead to eventually a business problem. Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another video, and probably going to be the last video for a little bit, just a little bit. You see, just getting back off of a trip here. Had a vacation with my family, beautiful time, 10 days away, and just getting back into things today, and have a lot on my mind that I want to share. So I'm going to try to keep this as condensed as possible. Just know this, things are changing. So when I first had the idea of Bootstrap REI, the Bootstrap Real Estate Investor, I was broke. I was still on food stamps, and I had just got my first deal or my second deal, maybe even it was my second deal, and my mentor flew me out to Vegas to do some online marketing with ClickFunnels, and it was in 2016, and I saw a guy named Garrett White speak on the stage. And when I saw him speak, something touched me deep inside, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, this guy just cuts like a knife, like a hot knife through butter, and just gets right to the core of the message. And his whole core of the message was to stop lying. And everyone's like, oh, I don't lie. We all lie, right? We all tell lies. There are lies on top of lies on top of lies. It's like, you're peeling back one lie to discover there's another lie there, and you keep peeling back, until you get to the core. And when I saw him, I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I want to do this. I was so inspired to do Bootstrap REI. And though I was just a poor guy at the time, I was struggling. I was trying to figure it out myself. And Garrett had this four areas of life where he talks about that it's your body, it's your being, your relationship with God, it's your balance is what he calls it, your relationship with your wife and your kids, and of course your business. Those are the 4 key areas. And for me, Bootstrap was, man, I want to bootstrap myself up so that I can have it all. He talks about having the have it all lifestyle, to have it all in body, to have it all in being, to have it all in family, to have it all in your finances and your business. And at that time, I was struggling. My wife had just moved to Georgia. We were separated as I was trying to do this business. I kissed my wife and kids goodbye, left, drove cross country, was sleeping on the back of some guy's floor in his office, in his closet, in a large size storage closet that I could sleep in. And I was learning real estate. And I just if I could get this one thing down in real estate, everything would be fine. Like, in my mind, my problem was a business problem. My problem was real estate. That I needed to figure out how to do it. And I got fired from my job, and real estate was kind of like the last thing. It was the last thing I actually wanted to go back to. Didn't want to. It was the last thing I wanted to do, honestly, because I had been in real estate. I had a mortgage company, and I went under during the crash. Lost my house. We were foreclosed on. Got kicked out the day after Christmas. Had to move in with my in-laws. All of those horrible things. And so real estate for me was going backwards, not forwards. And my mentor reached out to me and he said, hey man, I see you're struggling. Let's you just need a guiding hand, and let me help you here. And so God bless him for it. In 3 weeks of being in Georgia there, I got my first deal. I got a check for about $15,000. It was a $20,000 check, but they had prepaid 5 months worth of rent at $1,000 a month. So, it was $15,000 profit, $5,000 prepaid rents. And I thought, man, okay, I could do this. I can definitely do this. But my idea, the problem that I was looking at was I was so one-dimensional. I was thinking, if I could solve my business problems, everything else would be okay. If I could make a lot of money, if I could make $1 million in real estate, everything would be okay. And that's a false way of thinking. And then I see Garrett, and he's like, quit lying. I'll keep this PG, because that's not how he talks. It was quit effing lying. And it just cut. And I'm like, he's right. I'm lying to myself, thinking that my problem is a business problem. No, I got a fitness problem. I got a family problem. I got a faith problem. And all of those lead to eventually a business problem. And I started to see it. And I was like, holy crap. Here I am now, fast forward to 2016 to 2021. I just lost 20 pounds. Sorry, 20 pounds. I just lost 40 pounds. Actually, I think it's 41 as of today. I've lost 40 pounds. And I'm in the best shape of my life. I finally have I have a 6-pack ab, okay? I have a 4-pack ab. I'm still trying to get that last little bit off my belly, the lower belly fat. That's the toughest, man. But my goal is to get that before my birthday next month. And I'm fit. My relationship with my family, my wife, my kids. I date my wife weekly. I date my kids monthly. And we go on these family vacations every 90 days. And I'm loving it. My relationship with God is not where I want it to be. I am seeking to deepen my relationship with God. And I have some searching, some soul searching still to do in that category. Don't we all? And I think it's going to be a lifelong search. And so here's one thing I do know. I am getting inspiration. I am being talked to. I am being guided. I can't tell you. It's so funny how many times I've lost track of how many times this has happened, where I'll be driving down the street and the thought will be like, go down this road instead. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I've been down that road a long time. Turn here. And I'm like, hey, I haven't seen this house. And I'll contact that owner, and it ends up being a deal. Or it ends up being a relationship that turns into a deal later on. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you. Like this inspiration that comes, this intuition that leads me to do different things that I wouldn't have done, to have the courage to do certain things as well. Like what I'm going to tell you here in a little bit, to have the courage because God's totally spoken to me. His inspiration, His voice has spoken to me and said, it's time, this is what you have to do. And so what I have learned is that across these 4 areas, my body, my balance, my being, my relationship with God, my balance, my relationship with my wife and kids, those 3 things together have allowed me to explode my business. Now, getting on point in those 3 things don't equate to business success. You have to have successful business practices. But getting those 3 things on point in your life will cause you to want to have the business success. Let me give you an example. I've shed 40 pounds since February. And here we are, end of July. In 5 months, I've shed 40 pounds, and it feels great. As a result, I'm eating differently. I'm exercising a whole lot differently. I used to do CrossFit every single day, and I thought that was I need to hit CrossFit harder. In other words, I thought I had to hustle every day. Hustle. Just hustling it out. And that's not true. And so as I have cut back things in my life, as I have shed some pounds, I've shed some business practices. I'm not out there grinding every single day, hustling, waking up and just pounding the pavement. There's a smarter way. And so as I've changed my fitness, I've also changed my mental attitude towards business and the way that I approach it. I'm a lot sharper these days, but I do a lot less. That's one aspect of it. I shared with you the relationship with God. I feel like God is speaking to me more. I am open. I'm more in tune with that revelation, with that intuition that comes. Mainly because I'm seeking for it. I am actively looking for it. And as it says in the scriptures, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, they will see and they will hear. Or another one that says, he who knocks shall find. Knock and it shall be opened. Ask and it shall be given. So I am knocking daily. I am asking daily. And I don't get answers daily. I don't get doors opened daily, but they're opened enough that I recognize that it's God showing me what I need to do, how I need to do it. And it depends on my courage and my commitment to follow through on what's being given to me. And so that's how that's happening in my business as well. And then with my family, man, my wife, I often, joke that in business, I make the money, she spends it. We're partners, we're dual in our business. I make it, she spends it. And to a large extent, that's true. She's a stay-at-home mother for our 5 beautiful kids. And here I am out there making money. And like I said, we just got back from a 10-day road trip, went to Mount Rushmore, and did all kinds of fun things along the way. And it was a fun trip that we did. And it wasn't cheap either. And especially eating out with 5 kids, let me tell you that. We ate out almost every single meal, and we're talking, $150, between $100 and $150 every meal. So you can do the math. And I gladly would do that again. Because one, I have the finances to do it, and two, I'm making memories. I love creme brulee, and we went to a very nice restaurant in Hill City. It's an old German house. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it was a German restaurant, and for dessert, I ordered creme brulee. Whenever they have creme brulee, I do it. So here's a cool thing about my diet. It's like, because I'm smart about my workouts and about what I eat, I also have room and budgets for splurges like creme brulee. Oh, loved it. Actually, it's funny too. I also lost weight. I lost 2 pounds while on the. I think I started my trip at 155 and I ended up at 152 or 153. Those 2 pounds. So anyway, and so eating like that is always fun. So anyway, I introduced to my daughter creme brulee, and she's 12, and she is in love. She's like, oh my gosh, I never knew this existed. It's my favorite now. And so everywhere we went, all the other restaurants, she's always asked for dessert. She's like, do you have creme brulee? And unfortunately, that was the only place they had it. No one else had it. But I loved it now. So like, now she's like, I'm a daddy's girl. My dad likes creme brulee. I like creme brulee. We're the same. And I love it, Sometimes as a 12-year-old, she can be difficult, and then sometimes I can make these memories where she just is very much my daughter, and I love her for it, and she's attached or growing close to me in these regards because these memories. And now, if all I did was, hey, every 90 days, Daddy's the ATM, Daddy's the piggy bank, let's go have a fun vacation on his expense. No, those relationships wouldn't be there. You have to put it in the time, weekly and monthly and things like that. She's also into anime, and I watch anime with her. It's something I never thought I'd be into. I'm like, oh, my friends watched anime growing up, and I'm like, oh, you guys are dumb. And here I am watching anime with her, and she's like, hey, Dad, I found this new anime. You want to watch it with me? I'm like, sure, come on. So she'll jump on my bed, and we'll watch an anime together. And I'm loving this. And what this makes me want to do in my business is to jump out there and go get some more deals. Build my business so that it can be the way that I want it to be, so that I can have a lifestyle to go and to leave and to have fun with my family and to come back and still not worry and stress out about finances. Like, this is what it does. So my relationship, my fitness, my relationship with God, my relationship with my family, those 3 things, when they're on point combined, have the desire in me to have my business explode and to perform at levels that I never thought I would want to before. Like, I was very passe about everything. I'm like, oh, hey, I got $100,000, no big deal, And now I'm like, damn, only $100,000? I need more. I need more so I can create more experiences with my family. And we're talking about going overseas next year. My daughter, she's into anime. She wants to go to Japan. I'm like, let's do it. Let's go to Japan. If we're going to go to Japan, my wife, she taught English in Taiwan for a couple of years. And so I'm like, well, if we're going to go to Japan, we're also going to go to Taiwan. And if we're going to go to Taiwan, we might as well go to Malaysia and Singapore and some of these other countries while we're out there. And, I love it. I thank God every day that I'm able to provide this lifestyle with my family. So here it goes. So I did not know what I was doing other than I had the idea and the vision way back in the day to create Bootstrap REI. And I jumped around. I did a podcast. I did a day in the life of a real estate investor. I did what you name it, it's there. It's on my YouTube channel. I did 3-day classes on how to do skinny deals. That's my type of investing that I do. I buy properties that are over leveraged, and I take over their mortgage payments, and I turn around and I sell them to somebody else, making a profit and giving them monthly cash flow. That's probably the biggest success that I've had in creating residual income, other than the flipping and the wholesaling, which is, as you know, just a high-paying job. Once it's sold, you got to go out and do it again. You got to hustle, and I love those paydays because they're big paydays, they're big paychecks. But I can go on vacation and not worry about anything because I got my bills paid for by my residual income coming in every single month from our properties. And I only want more because as my kids get older, their expenses get bigger as well. And so here's what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at, what I'm doing. There's going to be no pitch here, but this is exactly what I'm doing. Everything that I've built in the past for Bootstrap, I'll keep it up on my Facebook page. I will unlock the 2018 3-day skinny deal program for you to look at. The way that we do things is still roughly, the mechanics are there are roughly the same. The market's changed a little bit, but man, right now we're coming into a sweet opportunity for anyone that wants to do that. You're more than welcome to do that. That's my gift to you. However, what I do know, and this is where I failed as a coach over the years, is I fell into the same exact fallacy thinking that if all I did was teach you how to invest in real estate, that the other areas of your life would take care of themselves, and that is not true. That's the exact same false belief that I started my premise with when I started investing in real estate. I thought that if all I could do is figure out how to invest in real estate, that I would be able to solve all my problems with God. Why did he do this to me? Why did he turn his back on me and let me lose my job, lose my house, get kicked out, foreclosed on? If all I had was more money, this wouldn't have happened. That's the fallacy that I had. And at that time, I was struggling as a man, struggling as a father, struggling as a provider. And so, who I was, the confidence I had in myself wasn't there. And so I thought, well, if I had more money, I definitely would have more confidence in myself. So I need to learn how to make more money. If I had more money, I'd be more attracted to my wife. She'll want to have sex with me all day long. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I don't know any woman that would want that. That doesn't sound like fun at all. But there was a lack of romance because I wasn't providing. She wasn't attracted to me. I was failing. Here she is attached to this man, pregnant with her second child, and he's sucking in life. God bless her that she married for sickness and for poor, for riches and for poverty. For wealth and for health or not. And here I am sucking. Her mom and dad come to the rescue, bail us out, take us to pack up our U-Haul, take us to their house and let us sleep in their single bedroom with our kids. And there's no attraction there to a man that can't produce, that can't perform, that can't provide for his family. And so again, my thought was like, hey man, I'll be more attracted to my wife now if I go ahead and make some more money. And then it's the old saying, when you make some more money, you get fat and lazy. Well, I definitely got fat. I had 40 pounds I didn't know I had that I could shed. And so all of these problems I was thinking I could solve if I went ahead and generated more income. Well, that was the exact same problem that I fell into in teaching the men and women that I taught how to do real estate. I thought, they'll be able to solve their problems through real estate if all they did was learn how to invest. And that couldn't be further from the truth, because there's no power. There's no power to produce if your body's not finely tuned. You don't have to be like an athlete. You do have to be in shape, though. You do have to have health. I mean, if you're not healthy, then who are you going to spend time with when you're sick? You can't. So you got to be able. So why would you even go out and make more money if you're sick, knowing that you're not going to be able to enjoy it? So you got to be healthy. If you don't have the confidence in yourself, being is not just about God. It's about your relationship with you. Do you trust you? Do you have the faith and confidence in yourself to go out and to produce? Well, if you don't know how, then obviously you don't. And so being able to teach men how to do this was critical for me. It was so important to be able to have the confidence, because I lacked the confidence myself for so long. And then, of course, the final piece was my family. Being able to have a relationship with my wife, that knowing that she can go and spend money and not have to check the bank account and worry that there's not going to be money there sufficient for our family's needs, or to buy kids, school uniforms or whatever they want for their birthdays, or go on these trips. And of course, my kids, having gone through this, for a long time, my daughter asked, like, do we have enough money? Can we afford this meal, Dad? Can we do this? And now it's like, okay, Dad's got this. So all of those things combined were missing. And so what I'm announcing, again, there's no pitch here. There will be in the future, but right now, my plan is to teach men, and only men, not women, because I can't relate to you women. I'm not a woman. I'm a man. And as a man, I know what it means, and I know what it feels like to doubt myself, to have the insecurities as a provider and as a father. And so I want to teach and train men not only how to do real estate, but how to increase their power and their confidence and their production in all 4 areas of their body, their fitness, in their being, their faith in themselves, their relationship with God, and the inspiration that they're getting. With their family, they're balanced. With their spouse, with their wife, with their children. Not only are they a father, because anyone can be a father, but not anyone can be a dad. There's a complete difference there. You can father a kid all day long, but to have that kid call you dad and actually mean it because you have a relationship with them, you can't buy that. You have to earn that. So I want to teach men how to be dads, go through dadhood. And then, of course, in the process, you're going to learn everything I know about business when it comes to real estate. And I know a lot. I am still investing. In fact, this month alone, I spent $25,000 hiring new coaches to learn more. I am always learning. I always want to have the best in my business, and that translates to having the best for my coaching students as well. So right now, again, there's absolutely no pitch. This is not set up. It has just gotten clear enough that God has spoken to me and He says, now is the time. Now is the time to get clear on what Bootstrap actually is, who is it for, and how you're going to do it. So let me go ahead and share with you what that looks like. It's for men and for men only. We are going to have a private Facebook page. It will actually be 2 pages. There will be the self-led group that want to go through this. I will have weekly training calls with you guys, and you will get access to all my material on the investing side, and you'll get coaching around these core 4 areas. And then there's the accelerated group, and that accelerated group, we will also have you'll have access to everything that the self group has, but you'll also have in-depth deal finding, off-market training every single week, and you'll also have access to 4 live events that I will do as well, to go deeper into all 4 of these areas, deeper into the finances, deeper into the relationship with your family, deeper into the relationship with God, and deeper in yourself, and then deeper into, of course, the business as well. And what I can tell you is I have learned so much about myself and some of these self-sabotage and negative assumptions that I have carried with me that I thought were okay, that if I made enough money, I'd be able to shed these beliefs. And these beliefs are so deep and so difficult to get out that I've had to, like I said, I've hired several people over the years to help figure out what exactly it is that I needed to find the tools to eradicate all of this. And I'm proud to say that I finally got there. It's a lifelong journey. I have the tools, is what I should say. But the eradication is always a work in progress. And so, keep this video. If you are interested in becoming one of the men that I will lead to greater prosperity, greater health, greater self-confidence, and greater family relations, let me know. I'm keeping a list so that when it does become available, you'll be the first to make a decision whether or not you want to join. I love this stuff. And like I told you all, when I first started this, all it takes is one deal to change your entire financial future. That same concept applies to yourself, to your family, and to your health. And most of all, to your wealth. All it takes is one deal. One deal, and you'll be able to see the results turn for you in such a positive way that you'll be hooked, that you'll want more and more and more. Just like I did 5 years ago when I called my wife in tears, telling her to pack her bags, that we were moving to Georgia, because I had that much confidence and faith in my future. And I want to do the same exact thing for